Chinese friends, experimental Chinese art practices, experimental sounds, experimental conventional, experimental synagogue, experimental Chinese Turkish experiments, experimental red colored paint, but experimental nylon green, experimental nylon pink, experimental fluorescent orange strings, experimental guitar, experimental house music, experimental music in the house that you turned on when you were on fire. You couldn't believe it, but you were on fire. Your house was on fire, your people were on fire, everything was on fire. Burned it down to the ground. It has burned everything to the ground. You're not a survivor. You're not surviving in this time of definitive relations around your friends, definitive problems that you resolved in a finite manner, definitive scientific equations from mad scientist studies. You are now a Chinese environmentalist, experimental Turkish. I want to throw you down a tube and see if you fit. I want to see if I can burn you into ashes and wear you as a dress. I want to see if I can take off all my clothes and put your mother's hat on. I want to wear socks on my dick. I want to put you outside in a car. I want to run you over with my bicycle. I want to break my arm with 3 handles. I want to have a prosthetic arm attached to my leg. I want to have 2 heads attached to my doll baby. I want to take everybody out for lunch. I want to give everybody a bonus check. Everybody here involved gets bonus checks. You're not going to be forgotten. Never forget me. Never forget it. Always give somebody a gift so they will remember you. Always give somebody a gift so they'll remember you. Now pick up that trash and put it in the bin. That's good. You just recycled. That's your first recycling experience. You must feel really good about yourself. You must feel that you have accomplished 35 or 65 or 75 or 85 or 95 or 100 or like 38 different things that are all involved in time, and you just wrote it down because you make lists. You are always making lists because you are Chinese. You are like me. You are like me. You're Chinese and you're like me. You're Chinese and you're like me. Chinese and you like me. I'm Chinese. I went to Turkey. I was in Turkey for a little while hanging out. And then we saw somebody there. He was an Oriental, a man from the Orient. He sold me a rug. The rug was made of beautiful silk and wool. I lie naked on it at night, thinking about you. You know what you're doing right now. That if you're okay. I wonder about you. I wonder about you in Los Angeles. I wonder about you in California. I think about you, Cooper. I think about you, Bob. I think about you, Steven. I want you to know something. It's not really real. Everything is just this dream that I had. And you were in it. So count your blessings. Every single one of them. They're coming in threes. They're coming in sevens. They're coming in threes. They can do whatever they want to you. They could probably shove you into a small cage and bury you alive if they wanted. It's okay, you can eat me. It's okay, you can eat me if I die. It's okay. Take my part of my buttocks. Take part of my thigh. Put it in some oil, deep fry it. Eat it later. Don't tell me about it. I know you'll like it. I know you'll get addicted. You're addicted to me. You're addicted to me. You're addicted to me. There's no other way around it. You're a sick motherfucker. I want to eat you too. Let's all be friends. Let's join a friends group and we'll meet here on Wednesdays. You can be my brother. You can be my sister. I can be your sister. I can be the only man in the group that gets all the food. It goes back to the group with all of the food. And we pick it up over some meat. And we eat it. We eat it. We eat it. If that doesn't work, we're all gonna have to go home. If that doesn't work, we're all gonna have to go home. If that doesn't work, we're all gonna have to forget it. If that doesn't work, we're all gonna have to become prosthetic. If that doesn't work, we're all gonna have to become pseudo-synthetic. If we're all gonna eat cough syrup, we're gonna become cough-free. We're gonna become genius. geniuses. We're going to become mentally handicapped. We're going to put ourselves in wheelchairs and roll down hills till we lose ourselves in our minds. You can see it. You got a great imagination. I always thought you did. I always thought everybody thought you were a great host. You always made sure everybody had something to eat, some tea, some bread. Sometimes you even cooked us fish. Sometimes you even cooked us chicken. Dapui și carne vita. She Los Angeles. She San Francisco. She is my sister. She and you. She and them. She and you. I'm not telling you what you need to know. I'm telling you what you need to hear. I'm telling you this because I'm honest with you always. I'm telling you the truth. Listen, everybody, gather around. I want everybody to stand up right now and then sit back down again. Do that 3 times. Exercise your legs. Exercise your limbs. I learned this. I read this in a book one time. I read a book one time about exercise. 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 So let me tell you something about exercise. Exercise, exorcism. Exorcism is not the way to go. Exorcism. You can really get things done. You can really get it done, can't you? You can really solve the really difficult problems in this world. You could be a great political leader. You could be Bob Hope. You could sing songs to troops when they get shot. You can sing songs to women when they get raped. I don't think that's such a good idea with your history. You got real fucking problems. Every time my mother and your mother get together, they always talk about you. Can you feel me? Okay. Every time that light shines in my eyes, it gets brighter. And every time the light shines in your eyes, it gets brighter. Every time the heavy thoughts go down and shut 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 down. You're gonna tell me to shut down? I can't shut it down. I can't turn it off. I can't stop it. You already stopped it. Now you stopped it. You fucked it all up. We have a real problem here. We're gonna need you to come to the office. Your career's over. Enough for a minute.
Da.
Da.
Pe salut! Chiar în interior, de unde se aude balamucul. În asta, cum se numește? În moschee.